And welcome back. So we're going to do something that, I don't know, it's kind of dreading. I don't know what this is going to be like. I've heard that with the stinky sticks and wacky worms and all that, that you can just sort of drift and catch some fish. Now, this may be better on ultralights. Here's a nasty worm. But we're going to try it with two of our regular setups and then one ultralight, just sort of drifting down the river. And I have no idea what this is going to be like. So let's just give it a try and see if we can catch anything. Yeah, all we can do is try, right? I don't know how much adjusting we need to do on our drift, but I guess we'll find out. In other words, I'm not sure if the current will take us sort of down the middle, or if we'll have to adjust. But let's just see if anything. Oh, that looks like that's getting a bite on that one, right? Let's go ahead and check that. Yeah. A little guy of some sort. So there's a little sitchel. Now we have a 2.5 on this one. There's actually a larger lure on our second one. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, now that I've kind of dialed in a little bit on the Pontic shads, if you missed the last video, we did a short update on just sort of targeting those shad. It's hard not to just want to do that a little bit. So I don't know. It's possible that I'll make another video, just sort of a full day or two of just seeing how good that shad spot or spots like it can be silver wise, but I really enjoyed that. Are we actually drifting? We are. Okay. Cool. Is it possible that the current will move a little faster once we get into the main, sort of around this bend? Let's see. Let's kind of get trolling a little bit. And get around the bend, see if we move a little bit more quickly. We are coming up on this 7-meter hole. Might be nice to drag it through there. I think you do want to be careful with this at nighttime. You could definitely catch some catfish. It's probably possible to even hook into them during the day, but I would suspect at nighttime it would happen a lot. Alright, that should be good. So let's kind of straighten out the boat a little bit here, and then we'll shut the trolling motor off again. Okay. Yeah, so far the smaller one is definitely performing a little better. We will give this one a little bit more time though before switching it to a smaller one as well, I guess. Are we moving at all? Yeah, we are. Maybe this is just the speed that you drift. I don't like the way that looks. It looks like it basically cast like right beneath the boat. I guess if we look at the side though, we can see a little bit about the speed. The speed that we're drifting. think that already has a fish on it. Oh, this one does too. Well, let's see what this has on it first. Oh, that's a decent size something, right? So maybe it's worth keeping a little bit larger. Is that a chub? Yeah, nice chub. So a little bit larger wacky worm on one rod might be okay. But the bite volume over here on this small one seems to be pretty good. Maybe with the small one though, you would rather catch it on ultralight. I don't know. Speaking of the ultralight, I'll try to rotate through and show you the different setups we're using. Yeah, that's one of those sunfish. That's a nice one too. It's nice because we don't have to, okay, so just real quick, this is the Trident Pillar casting reel on a Heaven Creek Cardina casting rod. We've got a very small fluorocarbon leader on there with the small size nasty worm. And I think we've got 2 fish on. Very nice. Another pumpkin seed. Let's see what's over here. Chub. So over on the first rod is the Heaven Creek Armada casting rod with a Zyman black box reel, and we're using a 12.3 fluorocarbon leader on this, and another smaller wacky worm. This is the Stinky Stick 2.5, and it has another fish on there. There we go. So with the smaller size wackies, the bite rate seems really good. It might be that the smaller size is just what you want to use here. Another bite. It's on the ultralight. I'm sort of realizing that the one that I'm going to be in danger is this one, the ultralight, and so I need to have it in a rod holder. Which now I'm going to get confused on my numbers, but I will try to keep it straight. Yeah, this bite rate is great. But if we accidentally hook into something a little on the large size on our ultralight rig with that small leader, that's where we could be in trouble. So we're still just sort of drifting naturally down the river, I guess. That first one has a fish on it again. They both do. Yeah, and it won't take much to... It won't take much to do that. To break that leader. Do I really not have another? Well, we could use 6.4, I guess. That'll actually probably be a little safer. I stood up, and that was enough to pop the leader. So I need to remember I need to buy another 3.1 size leader. because that probably does impact the bite rate a little bit. I do sometimes feel like we're not moving, but it looks like we still are. Well, just like it's a good place to level up your float fishing, I also think with this bite rate, it is a nice place to level up your spin fishing. You're not always catching the highest quality of fish, but the volume is great. We've obviously gone through a little perch area here. There are those Pontic shads. Our ultralight has a fish on it, I believe. Just a lot of movement over there. Ooh, look at that. I don't think I've caught one of those before. I was going to try to, let me think about this. Oops. I think perhaps the lesser of the four evils might be the top right hand. Let's see what that looks like. All I'm covering up now is the time and the temperature. I think the other information is more important than that. Now you can see the level and all that other good stuff. Yeah, at least from a small sample size. I think I do like having the smaller sized wacky worms and such on here. I mean, if you're going for the big fish, there are probably better places to be fishing anyway. So at least right now, this feels like volume spin fishing, right? Mm. Curious people who have maybe, again, dialed in the drifting here on the river, if there are times that you do adjust your the path that the boat is taking. Do you just naturally drift the whole way? I'm wondering if maybe you stop at the end of this 4.5 meter hole. Might make sense. Pretty interesting experience, though. I wouldn't want to do this a lot, but it's pretty fun just with the active bite. And we could definitely target what we're actually catching a little better. These, both of our first line here, the one that we're holding, both have way too much power on them for what we're catching. So that might help even, catch more fish, catch better weights of fish, markers and such, if we dialed it in a little bit. Unless it's because of where we are on the river, I would expect with the time, which it's now 13:10 in game time, I would expect things to start picking up when it, gets up to around 1600 or so. This might be the slower part of the day as the heat kind of gets up there. But we'll see. That top part of the river around that deep hole and just past it seemed to be very active in the morning, though. You know, it's funny, we are kind of in one of the spots where we were fishing for those shad, and sure enough, they are popping out of the water right now. Yeah, you just about can't get your third line out there when they're really going. I really like that these shad are, because that dock right there where the boat rentals are, that's our spot. Be actually nice to catch one of those that's a marker. Just see where the current takes us for now, I guess. Thank you. Very good. Catching some nice fish off the ultralight right now. I didn't know there was Xander here. Are we gonna make it around this? It's a nice one. All right, so we have a 12. Let's make one little change here. Let's go down to a 6.4 liter and just see. I think that's plenty of strength. And as long as we don't hook into something nasty, it's gonna be. It shouldn't put us into too much scary territory. Okay. A little shad. Oh, Volgazander as well. All the Xander. So Gypsy, if you watch this video, typically with RF4 YouTube videos, I'm not streaming. Although occasionally I may highlight a portion of a stream and throw it onto YouTube from when I'm doing RF4. But lately, I've just been recording these videos separate from the stream time. I would love to catch one of these that's an actual marker. I don't know what marker size is on those, but it looked like someone just caught a record one that was only 20 grams, so we've got to be close to marker. I'm going to get some Mountain Blade 2 time in maybe on and off stream, actually, we'll see. But I will see how the night goes. Maybe I can stream a little RF4 tonight. We'll see. Excuse me. Thank you. That's a big taran. Wow. I'm a little uncomfortable with where our boat has ended up here. Let me get these fish out of the water, and then we need to probably reposition. We are in the weeds. We're seeing some activity, though. This is like one of the hot times of the day. Look at that nice nace. Awesome. Let's see if we can't. I don't know, I might need to go in reverse here a little bit. Just get past this corner a bit, I guess. So has anybody made it drifting all the way down without having to adjust your boat? Seems like that could be challenging. It's a sunfish. Just can't even get this line in without catching fish on the other lines. This does feel good on the ultralight, though. I mean, I could see even just, you know, using 2 ultralight setups, really. Another one of those daggum fish that always come out at 10 grams. Or 13 grams. Maybe I've caught 13 grams before. Is that a perch? Nice. Big old perch. $10, $13, $11, $11. Sunfish. So we're getting down into the part of the lower half of the river where it's consistently 4 meters right down the middle. Still should be a pretty good place to drift, I would think. We might just need to move a little more towards the middle. We might be okay. We'll see what happens. Don't like the boat direction, but you really do just about catch everything like this. We're gonna get hung up on the side here. So we just had a weekly, global weekly, and water body record NACE on the ultralight. Okay. It's getting pretty late to be spin fishing, but yeah, we don't want to hook into a catfish, do we? We'll go till 2200. It's 2109 right now, just for reference. You would think it might slow down about this time. And it really has. So this is when you would switch to feeder fishing, hopefully finding a good spot for bream or something. We're going to actually head in, but if you were continuing to fish after doing this, I would say that might be your best option. Okay, so let's head back to town. And I don't know, so many of these fish are not markers, right? I'm not sure how well we'll do silver-wise, but I mean, it's fun. It's relaxing, it's fun, it's quiet, because you're not having to run the trolling motor much. And decent way to level up spin fishing, I would think. Mostly because of the frequency of bites. I think I would consider doing 2 ultralight setups. It just seems perfect for ultralight. The fish species we're catching, no need to have all that power for any of that. Now, is it possible that something's going to blow you up every once in a while and just wreck your ultralight set? Maybe. I mean, I guess you have to be prepared for that possibility, but with the smaller sized Wacky rigs, it didn't happen today at least, so. Okay. We caught a lot of everything, but that doesn't mean that we're going to get any orders done. We have 0 cafe orders. That trophy bream order is still up from earlier for a little bit longer. So that would pair well with if you have a good bream spot, you know, at night to reset. Okay, so let's look at total amount. 100 silver. Okay, that's actually a little more than I was expecting. Let's go by price. So the tarin was the highest yielding fish, followed by those 2 nace. We had 2 record-setting nace, I guess. The 704 and the 705 gram. Okay, so the 705 hit 5th place on the USA server. And then on the weekly, why is it not showing up on the weekly yet? So it'll be number 1 and number 2 on the weekly, correct? Actually, am I sure that both of them were ultralight? The second one was. Good to see that Commander Jorge is still playing RF4. Okay, so there is the drifting method with the Wacky rigs here at Donuts. Seversky. As always, thanks for watching. And we'll see. I don't know. Maybe later tonight we'll think about streaming a little bit of RF4. I'm having an awfully good time at this river. I just need to find a decent bream spot and bait. Or something to do at night. I guess the other possibility is burbot. Does look like there's burbot here. So we could try fish pieces, night crawlers in that 7.5 meter hole. As any of these recently? I mean, these were both over a month ago now. What about weekly burbot? Is anything at all happening here? No, all those are going to be different locations. Just trying to see if any recent burbot have been caught. So the 17th of March was on fish pieces. Might catch small ones, even if the big ones aren't coming out. I don't know. Just need something to do here at night. Bream or burbot, most likely. Not catfish, preferably. Okay, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time. Peace out.